Hi everyone. In this video, I'm going to quickly show you how we can insert bookmarks inside of our Microsoft Word document and also how we can insert hyperlinks to different parts of our Word document. So let's get started. In order to understand this concept, I've already just pasted some content. This is basically a document on basics of C programming. So you can see that there is a cover page over here and there is a table of contents and also there's main content, which is the basics of C programming, and we have different topics 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And here we will go ahead and see how we can insert a bookmark. So firstly, in order to do so, you will need to enter into the insert tab of Microsoft Word, and once you click on the insert tab, you will find a links section over here which says link and bookmark and cross reference. So here you notice that this is the bookmark option. So let's say now for our scenario, I frequently visit this part of my document which consists of some code over here. So in order to bookmark this and come back to it the next time, I can either select the entire part of it or I can keep my cursor anywhere on this. If I want to kind of select the whole thing, I can select all of it as well, and all I have to do is click on bookmark over here. Once I click on bookmark, it's going to ask me to give a name to the bookmark. So I'm just going to bookmark it and give the name as DBMS. You can give any name that is going to help you understand which part of the document you're referring to. So all you have to do is just give a name and click on add once that's done. And once you add it, your bookmark would have gotten added and saved. Now let's say I'm at some other part of the document and I want to go back to that part of the document which I've bookmarked. So all you have to do is again click on the bookmark and you will see that your bookmark has already been saved. So in order to go to that part of the document, you can either double click on your bookmark or click on the go to option over here. So I'm just going to give it a double click and you'll notice that it takes me to that part of the entire selection of my document where I have bookmarked it. And if at all you want to delete any of the bookmarks, then all you have to do is just select it, and there's a delete option as well over here. So click on delete and that will be removed for you. So this is how you do bookmarking. Next, we'll see the concept of hyperlinking inside of Microsoft Word. So hyperlinking is basically a concept that we make use of when we want to attach a link to any specific word in our document. For example, I've pasted 3 main notes that I want to highlight to people that are reading my document. The first note says that click here to access more reading content on basics of C programming. So I basically have a link that I want the user to click on if they want to refer to additional content on basics of programming. So how can they click on that link? Now let's say this is the link that I want them to access, but I don't want to just paste it as a plain link over here because it doesn't make my document look good, right? I just want them to be able to click on it, and once they click on that specific word, it should take them to that specific link. I don't necessarily want the link to appear like this which says https://. So when I don't want that, and when I just want a specific word to be hyperlinked, for example, let's say I want to hyperlink this. When I say hyperlinking, I basically mean to say I just want to select this part of my sentence and I want this link to be attached to this part of my sentence in such a way that if I just click on this part of my sentence, it takes me to that link without actually just displaying the link itself. That is what is hyperlinking. So let's see how we can do that. Now let's say I want to hyperlink this part of the sentence. So I just make the selection and I can either right click over here and I can find a link option, or within my insert section I will find a link option within the link section. So once we click on the link option, what we'll notice is a dialog box like this opens up, and over here we have 3 options from which we can do the hyperlinking. The first option is that you can hyperlink your part of your sentence to any existing file or web page, which basically means that I can hyperlink it to any specific web page. For example, over here I've copied the link to a specific YouTube video which is present on the internet, so that accounts for the web page option. Or I can also hyperlink it to any existing file. Existing file basically means any file that is present on my local desktop. Now let's say in our case I just want to hyperlink it to the YouTube video that I have a link for. So in that case, what I can do is I can just paste it in my address section over here. So I keep my cursor over here and I'm just going to paste the link. Now over here, what it says is text to display. So basically the text that is going to be displayed is basics of C programming, which is what I have highlighted over here. So that is what it's going to display as my text. But the link that is attached to that text is this. Now another thing that you can add over here is there's something called as a screen tip as well. It's to give a brief brief description of what that document is going to consist of, so that before the person even opens the document, when they hover their cursor over this specific link, it gives them a brief description of what they can expect when they click on the link. For example, in our case, I'm just going to click on the screen tip, and over here I can go ahead and type something like this. So once you've typed out something like this, I've said a video for beginners on the basics of C programming, just click on OK, and that is going to be a screen tip which is just going to display when you hover over your hyperlink, and we'll see what that looks like. So right now I have just hyperlink this part of my document to this specific YouTube link, and I've also dropped a screen tip over here. So once you've done that, you can just click on OK, and once you click on OK, you'll notice that it looks different right now. So there's a hyperlink over here. So when you hover your mouse over here, you will notice that the screen tip that I have provided is also appearing over here. If I don't give that, then nothing is going to display over there. It's just going to display the link itself, and we can just see that as well. For example, if I just click on link right now, and what's going to happen is if I just go ahead and remove the screen tip, if you just hover over here, you will just see that the link itself is going to display. Now, one other important thing to keep in mind is while you're trying to click on this specific link, what you do have to do is, if you are not able to see a hand like cursor appearing over here, and if you are not able to click on this, then what you need to do is press Ctrl on your keyboard, and once you press Ctrl on your keyboard and then you hover over this link, you will see that a hand like cursor comes up, and this will enable you to click on the link. Now I can go ahead and click on it. Alright, now for the second part of my statement, I've said something like, to join our in-person coding classes, please refer to our onboarding process document. So I basically want to link this part, this onboarding process document, to a specific document that is present on my local desktop. So when they click on this, they should be able to go to this onboarding process document where they can find the list of instructions of how they can join our in-person classes. So I'm going to select this part of the sentence once again and click on link. And now this time I don't want to link it to any web page on the internet, but I want to link it to a document that is present on my local desktop. So I will just have to now go and find it. Now where will you find it? You'll still find it within the option which says existing file or web page. So over here I should be able to recall where I have saved it. So I do remember that I saved it on my desktop. So I can just select the drop down over here, and I can browse the locations within my local desktop, which is my documents, C drive, D drive, desktop, etc. Right? So I'm just going to browse over here and go to my desktop, and over there I'm just going to scroll down to find my document, and it's over here. So I'm just going to click on this document, and you'll notice that the address has been populated on its own, but the address also mentions that this is a C drive location, which means when I insert this hyperlink, I do need to keep in mind that only I will be able to open it because it's present on the C drive of my desktop, but not on the other person who's opening it from their respective desktop. So what would be an ideal practice over here is that you save this specific Word document of yours onto OneDrive, which is Microsoft's cloud location. So once you save it onto a cloud location, everybody who opens it will still be able to access it because it's not just locally present on your desktop. So in that manner, you can save it to OneDrive location, and if you saved any document to your OneDrive location, all you can do is you can browse over here and you'll find your OneDrive option as well. For example, let's say that I had saved the document over here, then it would be better to insert a document that is saved to OneDrive because then everyone will be able to access it. In my case, I have not yet saved it to OneDrive, but right now I'm just having it on my desktop location, and this is my file name, and if I want to, I can add a screen tip over here as well, but I'm not going to add anything right now, and I can just click on OK. Now that part of my sentence has also become hyperlinked, and if I hover over it, it's showing me the location, and if I just have to click on the control on my keyboard to get the hand like cursor, which will allow me to just click on yes and open the document. Now we'll see the third statement, which says, should you have any further questions, feel free to email me with all your queries and I'll get back to you at the earliest. So I basically want to just hyperlink this email option over here with a link to my email address. What this does is that when the person just hovers over here on the email and just clicks on that hyperlink, it will automatically take them to a default email option, which is probably Outlook, that is available on their local desktop, and it will enable them to send an email directly to the email ID that has been mentioned as a hyperlink over here. So we'll go ahead and see that. Let me just select this email option over here and click on link. Over here, I'll have to go to the third option which says email address, and over here in the email option, I can go ahead ahead and type the email address that I want them to send the email to. So I've already typed it out over here, so I'm going to go ahead and select it. If you haven't typed it out already, you can just go ahead and type the email that you want to send over here and hyperlink it to that specific email. I'm selecting it right now, and once the selection is made, all you have to do is click on OK. Now what's going to happen over here is, once I hover over this, it will allow me to click on it, and when I click on it, let me choose a default option. I don't want to choose Edge or Chrome, but I just basically want to choose Outlook. So what it allows me to do is, it allows me to send an email from my email ID, which is present on this specific Outlook app, to the email ID that have hyperlinked over here. So if I click on Outlook and just select just once, then what happens is it opens up my Outlook ID, and it is going to send an email from my Outlook ID to the specific email ID that I have hyperlinked inside of this document. So I can go ahead and directly start typing an email over here with my queries that I have. So this makes it easier for the person who's reading the document, and it will directly open up a new email that is being composed along with the email ID that has been hyperlinked over here, which makes it a lot easier. Now for the fourth option, where I say something like click here to go back to the beginning of this document, I basically want to hyperlink it to some location within this document itself. So I'm just going to hyperlink the part which says here and click on link, and for this option I will need to go into the second option over here which says place in this document, and you will notice that Microsoft Word allows you to hyperlink to only two specific types of places inside your document, which is either to your headings and subheadings inside the document or to any bookmarks. These are the only two options where you can take it back to. Now I don't want to link it to the bookmark because my specific option says click here to go back to the beginning of the document, and the beginning of my document would be wherever I'm saying introduction to C programming, or I can select top of the document as well, but I don't want it to go back there. I want it to go to the specific place where my topics are starting itself. So I can just select this and click on OK, and this will basically hyperlink this specific word to another place within the document itself. So once I click on OK, and if I click on this, you'll notice that it takes me to that part of the document. So these are the four options for hyperlinking, which is you can either hyperlink a part of your document to any specific existing file on your local desktop, which is what we have done over here, or you can also hyperlink it to any specific web page, that is any page that is there on the internet, or you can again hyperlink it to any specific email address so that someone can directly click on it and open a new email onto a new tab and directly type in an email over there, or you can also hyperlink it to any specific part within your own document itself. And these are the four options available for hyperlinking, and you can add a screen tip wherever you feel like. If for some reason you want to remove a specific hyperlink, then all you have to do is click on this hyperlink over here, and you'll see something called as a remove hyperlink option. So you can go ahead and remove it and it will be gone. Also, if you want to edit a hyperlink that you have already created and change the address or maybe add a screen tip to it, then you can also click on the edit hyperlink option over here, and it will take you back to the hyperlink that you created, and you can just change things over here. Maybe you can change the address or the screen tip, however you want to edit it. And this is how you do hyperlinking. So yeah, go ahead and do give this a try, and let me know if you have any questions in the comment section, and I'll try and help you out. Until then, thank you so much for watching everyone. I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.